Welcome to Stars in the Dark, session 6. I'm Anders. This is, as you probably know by now, a reskin of Blades in the Dark to Star Wars set on Coruscant. Last time, I almost said intrepid heroes. I've been listening, watching too much Dimension 20. Our terrible bad scoundrel villains stole a Force artifact, destroyed a bunch of droids, killed a guy, had a shootout with a barge, and got away. So that was fun. Cool. Let's do, I don't think we need to introduce the characters really, but let's mention something fun you did last time. I'll go in character keeper order. Etma first, you go.
You bet. I'm Rich. I play Edema, and Edema's thing was she got messed up. She got beat up a lot, took a lot of stress, and got a blaster shot in the hip. So very excited about wounded, hurting Edema. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, cool. Boko.
Yeah, Boko was last seen jumping off of a building onto a barge to get away with everyone else. Shot a guy from a long way away in a turret. Made some. Got made real bad. So that's gonna be fun. Looking forward to seeing that happen.
Yeah, Bria.
Oh, you know, traumaing out from trying to defend Edema a little too much. Stress went overboard. So now we're taking Bria's lowercase p paranoia and adding a capital P to the paranoia. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And finally, Morn.
Morn got to score the score of his dreams a little bit. Morn had Bokosh help him do a little force maneuver to track down this artifact and also to track down an interloper. And also threw grenades at droids. That was fun.
Yeah, droids go boom. So let's do the mechanical fallout from last session first, from the job. You're not getting paid any credits since you were doing this for yourselves and try to sell the thing sometime later. Usually when you've done a job, Freeze Mop will come and collect the share from 1,000 lives. He's not showing up this time. He knows you've been out on a job, but he's not coming to collect, which is a bit weird. You're getting 4 rep, 2 for doing the job, and 2 because the factions you were contending with were 2 tiers above you. You're getting 5 heat. This was absolutely loud and chaotic, but it was also in kind of a remote area, so you're not getting the full 6. But there were shootouts, explosions, barges flying weirdly in the sky, droids dropping from high levels. Yeah. We also have some status changes with the factions. You're going to lose 2 status with the Bolt Smashers because you killed a bunch of their guys. Guys might not be the right word for droids, but you killed a bunch of droids. You're losing 1 with the Dark Lord's Faithful because they really wanted that artifact and you took it. You're also losing 1 with Inquisitor Anathem because you've been using this forbidden force search technology, this very noisy sensor thing, detector. and that's going to get on his radar. And finally, you're going to lose one status with Max's Free Rebels, because they were the ones who actually had the artifact before you took it. So that's the thing that
And
happened.
I think I gutted someone, did I not? Like in their group?
You just killed, you straight up killed a guy who was trying to do something force related with the artifact. You didn't kill the tech. She got shot by one of the droids in the confusion, and she tried to warn off the barge. You didn't kill her, but you cuffed her and stunned her, I believe.
Add that to my wishes. I want to see her come back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's going to have an influence on the story going forward. So that's that. Then there are some background events, and this is kind of during your downtime period now. There's going to be more joint operations between StreetSec and the stormtroopers from the garrison. And they're starting to push harder into the foundry. They're patrolling the streets. They're really cracking down on both on the gangs and on regular citizens. They're stopping people, checking their chain. I almost said papers, but like chain codes is the word, I believe. And they're arresting people for spurious reasons. There's been several demonstrations. People in the foundry are not happy about this. And so far, they've been met with only moderate violence. Like the Stormies will go in with stun blasters, knock a bunch of people out, scatter them, arrest some people. But there's not been any serious violence, if you can take it that way. I hope I'm not, actually, I should check the safety. I don't think we're going past anything. No, just wanted to check. All of this, the population of the foundry, their hold will increase. I've already done that, I think, yeah. Because they're starting to organize. They are starting to form some cells of resistance to the stormtroopers. The tunnel rats, they have been hit hard. The pooper troopers are or the sewer squad are going after them hard. So I think I've done that already as well. Yeah, they've dropped, their hold has dropped. They're being pushed out from their area. And yeah, just as you're getting back and getting this artifact in, no, actually, let's say that. Yeah, sorry. So I figure this session we'll focus on the downtime, and we'll see how far we get. Rich isn't going to be with us the whole session, sadly. So we'll see how far we get and what happens. I don't expect us to get into the next job, but maybe we'll do some preliminaries. We'll see. So we have downtime activities. We have room for some role play scenes. We can, right now, you can do whatever you want. So let's Rich get the chance to start, since I don't know how soon do you have to leave?
I'm not entirely sure either. some
Okay,
things are happening, but I
yeah.
think I've got an hour, but I'm not. That's
Okay,
probably wrong because I think everything's in flux right now.
Yeah.
And so I've already, because I didn't know if I would be in the session at all, I predetermined a couple of the downtimes. I'm just going to do the easy one just so I know it's over and done with. So I'm going to pop open the die roller because Edema is full of stress. There is no way for her to overindulge because we're only rolling 1d6. And so I guess the question is, where does Edema, which vice does she seek? And I think it will not be going to get beat up.
I think you're rolling 2 dice actually. Your lowest attribute is 2.
You're right, but I mean the highest I can roll is a 6. Is what I meant.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I was super unclear in what I was saying, but yeah.
I just
I'm rolling 2 dice, but I can't roll more than a 6. Therefore, I can't overindulge. So looking at the stupor, she has or vices. She has stupor and pleasure, and I think she's. Oof. So I had pre-said at one point she would visit a brothel, but I do think that her recent connection with Bria is probably going to give her pause on that. So she's going to deal with the pain by heading to a spice den in the Warrens. Yep, that's what she's going to do. She's just going to go. And I defined that before we had our factions, so I should probably figure out where is that in our factions. Where do we think a spice den might be? Which area within 1313?
Yeah, so this isn't the place you regularly go. This is like a new place because you don't have like an established vice purveyor here.
Yeah,
You maybe start heading like to the edges of Bright Market, sort of step it up a little.
Oh no, we didn't get paid for this thing. I maybe
Yeah.
need to probably stick someplace like scrapyard, maybe. Yeah, I had to find some spice den in the scrapyard.
You can probably get a discount at one of the Moon Minox places.
Ooh,
Zorg
yeah.
will be happy to,
Where are they at? What area of would I find them? I definitely get that.
They are also in the Foundry. I think they are more towards the Bright Market side. Like you're
Okay.
close to Sexsec. They're close to Bright Market.
Ah, cool. Then I will go hit up a spice den that has any of the Moon Minox symbols, which I saw in our Slack. So I know that symbol well. Yeah, there we go. Should I call it that it's in Foundry, but it's near Bright Market? Is that what you're thinking, or is it Bright Market?
Yeah.
Sweet. So she'll head to a spice den in the Foundry that is emblazoned with Bright Market or with Moon Minox stuff, and she's got some creds, like not a full seed cred, unless you think going to a new place I need to blow a cred. I've got 2 I could spend if you think that fits.
I don't think so. Not if you're going to the Moon Minox. They're friendly, so that should be fine.
Cool. I think that she's going for I'm imagining like opium den setup where there's lots of people just kind of getting high and laying around. So Edema will do that. She's got that blaster shot in the hip that she's trying to hide. And let's see how this indulging goes. 4 is what I have rolled. So 4 and 3. So I lose the lowest, right?
No, is it the highest? It's the highest, right?
Oh, we got the rules. Let me see. I feel like it's I'm going to shut up.
I don't think you should lose. I don't think you should lose less because you have a, let's see, highest result. Lowest attribute, but highest die roll. So.
All right, rock on. Then I lose 4.
Yep.
That is super helpful. She'll be feeling better. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's about halfway. Good. All right. There's my first turn. Thank you.
Cool. So is anyone else joining Etema for her her spice adventure? Or do you want anyone else along?
Oh, that's a great question, because initially I would say she probably would hide this from the ex-cop and also be a little nervous around talking about it with Morn. But she's gotten high with Bria before, so she definitely mentioned it, but trying to make it seem casual. Hey, I'm going to head down and try to find some moon monarch place. I just need to blow off some steam. How would Bria react to the, hey, I'm going to go get high, possibly without you?
Well, I think at this point, Bria is concerned that, paranoid even, that someone may already be trying to trace down her son. So I think she politely, like affectionately is like, go have fun, but I'm not coming with you. Like I need to take care of some other things. So I think that's the unless you want to do some role play.
No, that's good. I appreciate the reaction. And I don't think Adam is going to get pissed about that, although she might say, yeah, let's like drop into just a little bit. Why not? I mean, we did it before. It's a moon monarch place. You love her. What's wrong? Did I do something?
No. Listen, you know my secret, and I'm just worried about him. I need to go take care of him, and I haven't seen him in a while. So I feel like if I go with you, I'm going to be there for days at this point, because that mission just, it was so close to so many of us dying or in jail, and I think I just need some time with my son.
And I think in most of her super violent situations, Adam has been relatively casual about it. But when Bria talks about this was a lot to me and talks about going to see her son, and I was like, yeah, you should do that. I don't blame you. And then she's gonna take off to go get super high and think about, well, she didn't want to spend time with me when she thought about death. That's interesting. So thank you for asking that question. That was delightful.
Yeah.
Cool. Who wants to go next? We have a couple of other characters who are pretty high on stress. Bria, you would normally you would have to indulge your vice not to get stressed because you have a trauma, but since you gained that trauma the last job, that doesn't apply right now. So you're safe. But Bokosh and Morn are both at 7 stress, which is quite a lot.
Yeah, I definitely want to hit up my weirdo friends to try and indulge that vice a little bit.
And I think that I would like to go with you.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking, and while Edema and Bria are off, because they might not like this idea, maybe we could invite Veldrin over to have like a little training session at our place so we could show him what we got.
I like this.
In fact, Boko is going to do that. if you would like to be a part of that, that would be amazing.
Well, so it's interesting because he is my rival, but last session I feel like that little like change in how Morn operates and how he's learning more about the Force kind of like made him curious a little bit. So he would be very sullen and very like he wouldn't like act like it was great or give Veldrin anything that he didn't want to give him. But I am still curious and do want to do you want to try that? So
Yeah, and I think because of that connection, I'd be like, look, Morin, I know that you and Veldrin aren't on the same wavelength with this kind of thing. I know you've got your own way of coming at it. We've got our own way of coming at it, or I'm trying to come at it. I don't know enough yet, but I think we're all going to the same destination. So, you don't. I don't even expect you to be nice to him. Just like hang out.
certainly won't.
Yeah, just and he's a really insightful guy. I think you could. I don't know, if you just listen, maybe something will stick.
Listen, huh?
Or maybe you know what, I felt we had that connection for a moment, and I feel that you may have something to offer as well. So maybe Veldrin could pick up something from you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got a lot to offer. nice strategy there. Nice.
Well, I just want to point out that you're talking about inviting him to your secret hidden hideout.
yes,
But
that's correct.
I'm not saying that's that's a reason not to do it. Just
I mean, I
just so
trust
that we're
him,
clear.
so
Yeah, I would. I don't know about all that. What do we want to show him exactly?
the force artifact. I think he could definitely give us a lot of insight to
That you
what that
took
would
for
be.
No,
yourself
absolutely
instead of
not.
getting it for him.
Can I interfere with this action? Anders, what did you say? What did you say, Anders?
Yeah, I mean, how does that play out? I mean, Bokosh is intent on inviting Veldrin over.
Yeah, I'm talking this over with Morn before just like doing it, because I think
Yeah.
I feel like Morn would be down with it, but clearly not.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
You were intending to sell it after you'd used it. Maybe that's not longer the plan. I mean, that was how we talked about it before. And in that case, showing it to people who are interested might not be a bad idea. On the other hand, if you intend to keep it for yourselves, then the fewer people who know you have it, the better. So
I think it's like, look, Morn, I know that this is something important to you, to us. I think we could win two ways here. First, Veldrin is much more experienced in the force than either of us, so I think he could give us a lot of insight into its use. And after we're done, maybe now that he knows what we've got, we could ask for a little bit more money for it.
let me put a pin in that, because I just realized that we forgot one of the Fallout parts. We forgot to roll for entanglement. Most fun part, where things go bad and where I get to roll a die. So you're currently at wanted level 1, which means I roll 1 die, and your heat is
A lot.
5. So let me switch to the dice cam, and we'll see what happens. That's a 6. I don't think that's good for you. Let's see. A 6 is show of force. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Show of force. A faction you have a negative status with makes a play for one of your holdings. You don't currently have any holdings, but let's see. Give them 1 claim or lose 1 hold if you have no claims, or go to war. Oof. That's rough. Lose 1 hold would mean you went back down to weak hold again, and you'd have to pay rep all over again to get back to a stronghold. Let's see, faction you have a negative status with. Fortunately, there's a few to choose from, at least. So let's see. I think actually we could say that the artifact is a holding at this point.
Mm.
That seems kind of fair. So yeah, and in that case, I think it has to be the Dark Lord's Faithful. It's so yeah, let's do this. I think Bria, let's do it right where we were. Bria, you're at home taking care of your kid or spending some time with him. Etama is off getting high, and Bo, Kosh, and Morn are arguing about do we invite Veldren or not to look at our awesome artifact. And now I have to find the voice mod and the I think this was the one I used. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Oh. Sorry. That's not the one. Yeah, let's try this. Foolish rebels. And this is coming from outside. Surrender
Outside-
at once. Turn
outside the
over
hideout?
the artifact, or you will all perish.
Is this outside the hideout?
Yeah. Gotta turn that off. I have to. It keeps flipping to the background. Yeah, this is coming from outside your hideout. Apparently, they have figured out where you are. And
It's not like we have something with a huge force signature in our base or anything like that.
Could be. You peek outside. I mean, this is a hidden place, but you can look outside. There's about a dozen guys outside in those black paramilitary uniforms that you saw on the job, and there's and the guy in the black metal mask is there as well, and he's the one shouting and giving orders. And they still mostly have these heavy blaster pistols. A couple of them have carbines, but they're positioned in various places around. They haven't completely surrounded your hideout because they don't know exactly where it is, but they seem to have figured out kind of where it is.
Send in the Jawa.
Yeah, right. We forgot Janusz on the last job. He didn't really take part, but I assume he's in the hideout now as well. Sorry.
Yeah. Cool. That gives me something I can do. Rich, you want to be Tiki Tavi and I'll be
Yeah, and I think let's give Rich one of the Force adherents. Do you want to play Jita, Godro, or Timo?
Oh, let me go look at the NPCs and see which one delights me the most.
They're on row 65 and down.
Oh, so the choices are one of the Force adherents or Janusz's talking piece. I think I'll go with Jita because I want to see Kai play both sides of it, like Janusz and
Sure.
Yeah, so I think Jita's hanging out with Morn, looking at the Force artifact, if that sounds okay.
Yeah, does it move?
Only when you whisper to it.
Or push it?
It helps if you whisper.
Mr. Push. Got it.
I think a few seconds before like the we hear that announcement outside of our thing or whatever, Tiki Tavi, what are they called? What's the race called, Rich?
Oh, that's a great question.
Squibs.
Squib.
The squib. This blue-furred fox person that's about a meter or so tall is looking out a window and says, "Hey guys," and then like the announcement comes up. And like she's waving over Yanush, and they're both looking out the window. They got kids like looking out the window because it's so high up for them to look out of, but they're looking at it. And yeah, Yanush is scrambling for some heavy weapons. That's what's happening right now.
I knew I put those proximity mines around for a reason.
Yeah, and to be clear here, on the mechanical side, you'll either give up the force artifact or you'll be at war with the Dark Lord's faithful. And being at war, that means your relationship drops to a -3. That's probably not so bad, but it also has other effects. You temporarily lose 1 hold, which means you're back down to a weak hold. You only get 1 free downtime action instead of 2. You take +1 heat from each score, and then there's things that are relates to claims, but you don't have any claims, so that's not relevant right now.
We have a lot of rep to spend for extra actions.
Boko is happy to grab his rifle and hole up if we need to. But I think we're keeping quiet for now until, because they haven't pinpointed us yet, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that they know what building you're in. I mean,
Yeah.
if they start shooting and try to get in, they will find you eventually.
Yeah.
But right now they're like, yeah, outside in the general area.
They are tier 1, so we could feasibly just wipe them out with a score, probably. We just go full assault.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take too much out of our sales, but also it's kind of rough still. What does everyone think?
Oh, Adam is all about going to war and
Yeah,
wiping them out.
Super okay with that.
It's the perfect people to massacre, so.
Yeah, I'm down for
it. Probably what that looks like from our end then is like, while Boko is going to go up to the roof and like we'll be in communication and with y'all. I'll just be like, let me know what your situation is down there and just tell me when to pull the trigger. Knock that mask off that little douchebag's face.
Surrender! Surrender now!
I think Morn goes to his own little intercom that booms out louder in surround sound from outside, and
You have chosen wrong, Slemos. Prepare to die.
in his hardest voice, and then the Jawa, release the Jawa.
Awesome.
Yeah, what does Yanush do?
I think Yanush is on the roof and he's got a tripod up with his heavy blaster. He just starts firing at anybody in the area, probably the Dark Lord faithful. But you know, you really haven't told him like who we hate right now. So you know, equal opportunity at this point.
Yeah,
and when he opens up, then I'll start taking shots at Mask Boy.
Cool. So I think this counts. Let's make a roll for it. I think this would be a hunt action since you're firing from quite far away, and you're fighting alongside Janusz probably. You're kind of leading them, which means you roll hunt.
Good.
I
got
think.
it.
Do they still make a separate roll?
It could be a group action using their quality as the.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm good with that.
And they have a quality of 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, because they're an expert demolitionist, so that's why they count as 1.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. So Bokosh, you're leading. If Janusz misses the roll, you'll take 1 stress. Kai, I assume your roll for Janusz.
Cool.
Sweet. Here we go. 2 dice. That's a 4 and a 6.
Nice.
And I get to roll 1 die.
Yep.
A 3, which is appropriate.
That's yeah, that's a miss. So Bokosh takes 1 stress, but you get to count the 6 for all of you. So you're laying down fire heavy on these guys. You hit Mask Boy.
Can I knock his mask off?
I think you like blast part of it. So like the part of it flies off, and you've got like scorched his forehead, and the general fire takes out at least 2 or 3 of the other guys, and they run away. They do not stand and fight in face of this, especially once the leader when he gets hit, he just looks up and then he hightails it. And when the others they fire a bit, and then they just scatter.
Your faith is misplaced. Flee.
I think after the smoke dust settles, come down, and like Morn's like, yeah, Morn, that was I really felt the like force guiding my hand with that one. You see me blow his mask right off. That was I feel like we're helping each other. This is great. We're really both. Maybe we don't need Veldrin at all. I think maybe we got something going on here.
You're just talking about the power of friendship.
Yeah, force, friendship, all that stuff. It's basically the same.
The force is strong.
Binds us together. That's friendship, right?
With me and with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And then I think Jita pops her head up. And like me too. I think I was like your conduit, guys.
You have been learning.
Yeah, sorry, Rich, you didn't get to do much with Hogan.
No, it's all good. I just want to throw in that she did nothing, but is going to claim to be part of this triangle of power.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really grounded us.
You were the finger. The pointer finger, that pulled
the thing.
The one that pulled the trick. Yeah.
She's into it.
So we are at war, and
Yes.
thusly have 1 downtime action.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So Etima's downtime action is done. Well, do you still want to invite Veldrin for a yoga session?
I don't think I'm inviting Veldrin anymore. No. Is Morn interested in going to the to the clubhouse and like show off with me. Like we feel like kind of force badasses now.
Yeah, we're like tapping the power of the force artifact and like
Yeah.
doing stupid stunts and stuff.
Super into it.
Watch me do a
Um,
handstand on my fingers.
Yeah. What am I rolling for? Nice. Here.
Cool. So yeah, that's your worst attribute.
Still two.
So that's 2 dice for Boko and 2 dice for Morn.
2 dice for me. Let me just
Take the highest.
get the links. Oh, it's gonna hurt if this is a low roll and it's our only downtime action.
Yep. I got a 2 as my highest.
Oh no.
Ouch.
All right, here goes. That's a 6.
Nice.
Why is it so much
Nice.
better for me than it was for you?
We can buy more downtime action still, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just you only get 1 for free, and you
Yeah.
can buy as usual with creds or rep.
I have some creds.
I think Bria should get a chance to do
Yeah,
something.
go for it. Yeah,
as
everything.
well. So I assume you come back to the hideout. You notice there's some scorch marks that weren't there before.
Right. Right. Who's around? Are both of you around or neither of you around? You're both around?
We're around.
Okay.
Etama can probably be there as well if you want.
Oh, okay.
She's come back. She's a little baked. What's up?
Hey, what the cark happened?
Hey, I went on Kahai. What do you mean?
Not you, the blaster marks. Have we been assaulted?
I mean, they tried.
They?
Somebody figured out where we are?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I thought
Yeah.
we put up with this place being stinky because it was hidden.
The big glowy force ball we have.
Right. The one we're not getting paid for.
Right.
I mean, we're gonna get paid for it.
Eventually we're gonna get paid for it, right? That's the plan.
Before we get murdered over it, I assume.
It's a beacon to those who are sensitive to the force. So of course we're gonna attract a little bit attention if
It
it's
was
here.
those Vader boys. Big for their
Oh.
britches.
You should have seen that guy's face because you could see his face
We could see
because
it.
he got shot in the face.
Nice. Let's that's not cool. We can't let anybody stick around. So we need to do something with the thing, and we need to take these guys down.
Yeah,
Agreed.
you're so mellow, Edema.
Thanks. She comes over and he gives you a hug.
Oh, you're like so chilled out. This is crazy.
Yeah. Are you okay? Did you get hurt or anything, man?
Oh no, I just kind of yelled into a microphone.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Sounds cool. Did the microphone like do something crazy, or was it just like loud?
I think I maybe scared a few of them off, you know?
Nice.
Yeah,
It's totally cool.
you did miss out on some rooting and shooting though.
Damn it.
But there's more to do because we gotta waste them. They're gonna
There's
keep
plenty
coming
more to do.
back.
They're gonna keep coming. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go and kill them a lot.
Why haven't the 1,000 Knives come and gotten their cut?
We didn't do a job that got us paid.
They don't give a shit. They knew we did a job. Sorry, card. Who do?
I thought somebody told them when we did jobs, and that's how they knew to come. They just come around regularly. So if we didn't do work, they wouldn't take a piece. They'd just take money.
I'm just saying they know. Everybody in town, everybody in this sector knows what happened. So they know
Yeah.
that we did something.
Awesome.
They don't need to be called on that.
Okay. Well, should we take them some money so they don't get mad, or
They don't get what they didn't ask for.
Think this is when a call comes in on, because the way I figure this works is the comm units are good for like short range communications, but longer range you need like a big heavy console thing.
Right.
So you have one of those, and there's a call coming in now, and you can hear that it's freeze mop, and I'm not going to do a Gungan that that accent thing. But you can hear it's his voice, and he sounds frantic. Hey, are you there? Are you there? Daggers, are you there? Pick up.
I click the button and I assume the small hologram stands in front of me, right?
Yeah, you can just see like the top of his head, like he's hunkered down somewhere, and he's oh Bria, good Besker, sorry, there's Corking Storm is here. There, you gotta come here. You gotta come here and help. Come in right now. And then you hear blaster fire in the background.
Get to safety, and then I turn off the line. Okay.
We're on all fronts. Well, we went and we got this artifact so that we could use it as a weapon to fight those damn Stormies. So if the time is now and we don't have our weapon, then we still got to do what we got to do.
wait? I thought we were gonna kill the Darth Lord's faithful guys. I should probably go get some water or something.
The Dark Lord Faithful knows where we are, so they're the most immediate threat to us.
Yeah, but that's also not like not happening right this moment.
Yeah.
Which this situation with the Thousand Knives, obviously there's something happening there right now.
What happens if the knives go down?
If the knives go down, it seems like that leaves a place for someone to come up.
Who may not want us in their area, because we can't keep an area as large as the knives have, as small as we are.
We're pretty close to tier 1.
Let's get bigger.
Well, currently we've lost a hold, so we're not even near tier 1.
No, we lost. We just went to war. We didn't lose the hold.
We did. Oh, we didn't lose.
No.
Oh, it's one or the other. Right?
While
Okay.
while you are at war, you temporarily have lose one hold.
Okay.
So you're
Okay.
still
Yeah,
tier
no.
0 with a weak hold right now.
Let's
So
go
when
kill
war
some
is over, it pops
Stormies.
back up, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we kill some Stormies, and then the knives will loan us a few people to help wipe out the faithful.
Yeah,
I like that plan.
blood for blood.
Okay, let's go.
Where are we going to keep this in the meantime? Because
Yeah, they're gonna come
Seems-
back around and take it.
yeah, especially if we're not here.
Who's gonna babysit?
Can I tinker? Can I try and like disguise its signature or like dampen its signature by like putting up like tin foil all around our hideout or something?
You can try to set up some kind of dampening field or something. So yeah, you could absolutely do that. That's probably going to mean that you stay behind at least momentarily while the others rush over to the Thousand Knives' headquarters.
Yeah.
So this little Jawa just starts like talking. And eventually the squib Tiki Tavi is like, we can stay behind. We'll set up some proximity mines. He dares them to come back. His aim is getting better.
Yeah, I mean the way you scattered the Dark Lord's faithful, it's unlikely they'll come back today. That's highly unlikely. Probably not tomorrow either. This is the kind of thing they'll want to plan their job, so to speak. Have their downtime before they they go at you again.
I think the
Sounds
knives could use a
good.
gun, my feisty little friend.
He doesn't care who we kill, so yeah, we're good. I just point a direction. Give us a speeder. Yeah. So
Yeah,
as a
so,
player, I'm just saying, like, we have NPCs, we can use them.
As the GM, I don't think you need to worry about the force artifact right now.
Mhm.
Your base is fairly close to the Thousand Knives hideout, or their headquarters, so you can get there and get back. It's not like it takes you several hours to get there or anything. And if there's a firefight going on there right now, you probably want to get there right now if you want to do any good.
Let's do it.
And was ready to go. She's gonna slap her face a little bit, try to get on high, get fired up.
Yeah, let's just go. I won't bother with the tinfoil.
Might be good for later though.
Yes.
Bria starts gearing up, putting on her
Mhm.
her Vesker armor piece and stuff like that. Checks all the different stuff. And I think she's not hiding it, but she's just not advertising it either, but she'll put her hand in Enema's hand as they leave, just to try to steady her a little bit. She knows exactly where she's at right now, headspace wise. And so, like, maybe counteract that a little bit, keep you in the now kind of thing. So.
Nice. Enema totally misses the intention of that and tries to make out with Bria on the way in the speeder, thinking that was a come on. Like, obviously, you could talk to her and tell her otherwise, but yeah.
I think when you go in to kiss her, like, she just takes her hand and puts it on your face and pushes you back a little bit and says, murdering first. Murdering first.
Motivation. Awesome.
So we're coming up on the hour, but since we don't know how much longer we'll have Rich around, I figure we'll play through this part and then take a break. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that sounds good. And I'll check once we take break. I'll check and see if I can get any updates on what's going on.
Yeah, cool. So you rush over there. It doesn't take long. When you get close, you hear blaster fire, and you can see there the Thousand Knives. Their hideout is or their current hideout. They kind of move around a bit. Their current location is it's an old warehouse, huge building. It's like the bottom of one of the huge factory towers where there's been storage. So it's quite heavily built. It's not fortified, but since it's a big heavy building, it's a big heavy building. And there's one of the walls has been blasted down with some kind of explosive. There's a bunch of street sec out in the street, like a couple of dozen probably. And there's a squad of stormtroopers that are just breaching, that are like moving in through this breaching wall. And there's blaster fire coming from inside, and you hear yelling and shouting from inside, and there's an explosion from some kind of grenade or something. But the stormies, they push in inside the building.
Is this something where we'll get an engagement roll, or is this free play?
This is free play. I think we finished this. I mean, you decide on a reasonable goal. We make a roll for it, and we see what happens. That's the way I figure it. Maybe it will be 2 actions, but like just a brief scene is the way I figure we do this. Does that sound
That's
all right?
good. Yeah, I'm good either way.
So, I mean, things you can do is try to engage some of the street sec to pull them away, give the Thousand Knives some breathing room. You could try to go for some specific target if you figure out someone you specifically want to take out. You could try to get inside the building and help them fight in there. You could try to give them cover so they can escape. I mean, it's up to you what kind of goal you want to go for.
Well, the one advantage we have that we gained before is that we know the garrison commander's name, Tyrek. And maybe maybe we get in with our comms gear and like start confusing things. Like we know just enough maybe to do that. I'm not a great tinkerer. I can do that.
Sounds like a Morn thing.
I would love to use my fine tech tools to jam some comms.
Absolutely.
And I personally just want to go and like take out as many like, you know, find troopers that are by themselves and not groups of 4 or something like that, and try to take out somebody or 2. So that's what I would like to do.
Yeah, I'm
it
good for
seems
setting
like
up cover for anyone.
Yeah, it seems like the stormtroopers, that was just the one squad, and they have pushed inside, so they're inside the building now. They're kind of out of sight, but there's a lot of street sec outside, or exchanging fire with a Thousand Knives, like through windows and a half broken down door, like a big loading dock door, that sort of thing.
So it's, are we trying to turn the tides here so we can actually drive them off, or are we just trying to buy time for them to escape and sort of concede a little bit here? Because we could go for a big skirmish and trust them to handle the stormtroopers inside and take out the street sec, so that to buy them time to do that. But if we don't think they're capable of doing that, or we think it'll cause too much losses, maybe we just help them flee. That's probably the calls to make.
You can probably communicate with at least Freezemop. You have his. You have like now you're close enough to use a personal comlink, so you can probably try to assess the situation somehow. That would probably be an action for someone to like study or survey or something.
I could jump on a survey, jump on comms with them. Boko probably would set up in a building, like in a window opposite from where they are. So I could potentially do the draw away thing, start shooting at street sec from behind, so they have to engage on 2 fronts, or at least think they do. But before starting shooting, I'll definitely call in to Freezemop and tell them that we're here, we're outside. Seems like you're under a lot of. Seems like you're in trouble. What we're at your disposal. What would you like?
Yeah, cool. Let's make the roll and see what quality information you get.
The survey. That's 2 for me.
And this is like a combination of what you can see and what he's telling you.
2 dice, 1, 2.
Oh my God. That's a double 1. Yeah, you get a very patchy link. It's just like they're in. Get them away. We escape.
I'm just gonna open fire from the opposite side to get some street sec from the back. Not as I like clearly aiming at people, but the primary objective is to just like at least split their attention.
Yeah, cool. So the rest of you.
Edema is more than happy to go stick her nose right in the middle of a bunch of stormtroopers and kill a lot of them if she can.
That would mean getting inside the building.
Well, they want to escape, right? So I think she's going to try to make a hole for them. Maybe blow a wall open rather than trying to come through whatever door they're in, and then just fire, give covering fire, and go in and mix it up with some stormtroopers.
Cool. Is anyone following that, or is that just Etma rushing ahead and the rest of you holding back?
Gonna make a new door and kill lots of stormies.
I would like to maybe set up the action by causing a lot of like comlink in helmet feedback for the stormtroopers and like
Yeah, nice.
really just disorienting them.
Cool. Let's do it. I assume that's a tinker.
Yeah, it's a tinker. I will mark my fine tech tools and maybe my slicing tools too. And I think I'll just roll the 2 dice. What's my position?
I would say you're in a controlled position.
Great.
Because you can do this while hiding, staying back. You don't need to. They won't notice you unless you want them to, or unless you're really unlucky.
Here goes. It's a 6.
Nice. Yeah. You can hear, I guess, somehow that. I mean, you can get their comms just as you're disturbing you're knocking out their comms, but you can still hear what they're saying. And they're, what's that? I lost comms. Sarge, what do we do?
I'm just pumping noise into it.
Yeah, so Etma's about to rush in. Bria, are you going to follow her? Or are you going to do something else?
Yeah, but I basically want to pincer this. Like, Edema can be the thing that everyone's shooting at, but I want to get behind them. I specifically want to put a knife to the highest ranking guy there, that put to their neck. Like, I'd like to make this personal. So that's what I'm aiming to do.
Are you talking about the street sec guys outside or the Stormies inside?
Stormy's inside. I follow Edema in, and I'm going to try to sneak around, get behind them, and then come up behind the whoever's in charge here and try to make it personal to that person.
Cool. So that sounds like a prowl. I think
Yes.
Etma's doing a skirmish.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Well, first, you're going up against stormtroopers. These are highly trained elite soldiers. You're going to have to make a save or get shot. That's what's going to happen, because they're in the middle of a firefight. You're getting mixed up in it. You're either taking level 2 harm, or you can It's not save, it's resist.
Okay. I have an ability that says if I push myself, I can maneuver to confuse my enemies so they mistakenly attack each other. Can I do
Cool.
that in regards to the consequence, or do I still need to like?
No, that should work. That should work.
Okay. Do I still get the bonus die from pushing myself?
Yes.
Okay. So basically the way I imagine it is you know, the other part of the power says that you can perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman. But I basically imagine it's kind of like some of the stuff you'd see in the Matrix, right? Like I'm running around, I run up a wall a little bit, and then I ended up like getting the, I imagine there's like troopers and some of them are focused on me and some of them are focused on Edema. And then all I have to do is just run through the middle and all of a sudden troopers are shooting at troopers kind of thing to get behind them. So I'll do that. And
since this is instead of resisting the consequence, you're not getting like the full effect of them actually shooting each other. But
sure,
you're
of course,
causing enough
that's fine.
confusion that
yeah, perfect, cool. So I'll roll 3 prowl. Critical.
Oh wow, that's a crit.
I think it's the first crit we've had.
Yeah,
That's my girl.
yeah. Let's have Etma's roll as well, and we can figure out how this plays together. Does that all okay?
That sounds amazing. I'm sure that this is going to be if you guys remember the old hefty garbage bag commercials, hefty, wimpy, because I'm just predicting bad roll here from Edema. It just seems to be the thing. Yeah, Edema, I think I'm expanding the demolition tools. There's probably some thermite in there, or if she's got a thermal detonator, she's dropping that on the wall and then charging in. Blasters, a blaster rifle up and firing, and so it feels like a skirmish. I believe you'd said skirmish. I did reduce her skirmish back to 2 because I didn't get that second downtime action. So she's at a skirmish of 2. Because of the blaster shot to the hip, that means I have a less effect. Does that put me at standard effect because we were at controlled, or do you think because I'm in the heat, I need to risky
instead of controlled?
Or I can be yeah. Sorry.
I mean, you're definitely in a.
I mean, I could be desperate.
Risky.
I'm okay with desperate.
You're definitely in a risky position. I would almost say desperate because you're charging at stormtroopers. So I think you're actually at a desperate position, and you currently have standard effect. But with the blaster shot to the hip, that means you have less effect. So you have reduced effect.
But Morn did a setup action.
Yeah, that's true. That's
does
true.
that factor in?
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah. The setup action gives you either +1 effect level, which means that if you roll 1 to 3, it counts as a 4 or 5, and so on. Or you can have improved position so that you're just at a risky position.
Nah, I want desperate. I'm happy to take desperate, and I want to hurt them. So let's do that. Do you got any devil's bargains to throw my way?
Well, they could. I'm not sure. Does anyone have something good?
You're in the Thousand Knives base. Maybe you blow up something that was really important to them, or like hurt someone.
Yeah, maybe hit someone by accident. Yeah.
I prefer blow up something they like so that people can be mad at me, not be dead. But if they're just hurt, not killed, I'm cool with that too.
Or given the fact that you recently murdered a cop, maybe your face showing up rapidly again puts you like on the most wanted list.
We took a lot of heat for that. That's a good. That's a very good devil's bargain. I'd like.
Yeah, I think you just enough of the street sec recognize you. You're gonna get an extra +1 heat.
Okay, I'll take it. So we're doing the heat, not blowing somebody up.
Blow up their base. I
So
mean,
here we
you
go.
get to decide which one you take, right?
Yeah. I'll take the blow of something important in their base if that's okay. I
Yeah,
do like the
sure.
idea of her getting extra heat, but
I mean, there can still be consequences. So
God, they're both great. Oh, they're both so good. I'm like totally checking myself. All right, I'm gonna go with extra heat. Sorry, friends. Going with the extra heat. They know Adama because she kind of wants to be known anyway. Here we go. Whoa, that last die was a 5, so I'm very happy about that.
cool. And you took the extra effect level instead of improve precision from the setup, so you get a 6 effectively. We move it up from a 4 or 5 to a 6. So you do it without consequences, which is probably good for you. So yeah, what does this look like? We've seen Etma blast her way through, and Bria is doing her athletics thing.
Yeah. I think Edema, big explosion, blasts in. There's a bit of smoke. The Stormies are still confused from Morn futzing with their radios. They're calling to each other. Edema comes in, pop, pop, pop. We see I guess she's using an old Stormy blaster rifle, so it's probably like red lasers firing through the smoke. And she takes down a couple of stormtroopers. I don't know if she's going to get hit. I'm perfectly happy if she does. But then she goes, "Come on, this way."
I want to just check in as far as rules wise, because I believe that +1 effect level would just move you from standard to great and not actually improve your results.
Your
level.
die result. Okay, that makes sense.
Was it a result level? Was it effect and not result?
I believe it gives +1 effect, which you lose effect from your wound, which brings you to limited. Then you get 1 effect from the setup action, which brings you back to standard effect.
Oh, right.
And that still would be a 5, a risky.
So it'd be a 5, which is great.
You're
it's
right.
mixed. Yeah, that okay.
It's effect level and not result level. I was getting those mixed up.
A lot of words in this game.
Yeah. That means
Okay, so it's still a great effect, but it's a 5 on a desperate action.
It's a standard effect, but because you were reduced to limited because of your wound.
So standard effect. Okay.
Yeah, standard effect.
But
But
sorry,
you get
if
the
you started with risky and Rich wanted to push to great, that would also increase the effect, including the setup action, which would go to great effect.
Yeah, but he was a desperate.
Did
Yeah,
you start
started
at
off at
desperate, or
desperate.
did he push to desperate?
Understood. You're starting off at desperate.
Okay,
I
cool,
remember
cool,
that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was standard
Um,
became limited because of her wound, and then Moore's help pushed me back to standard. I rolled with an extra die. I probably would have pushed that to great effect if I'd known, but then I would have had 2. So it's all good. I have a 5, which is do it with a consequence, severe harm, serious complication, reduced effect. I'm not taking reduced effect. So either severe harm or serious complication, your choice, Anish.
Yeah, but also I don't think you resisted the initial getting shot.
Oh, that's true. I should probably roll that a resistance, shouldn't I?
Yeah, unless you just want to take level 2 harm.
No, I do not. So that is resisting. I guess I resist with
Actually, I think it'd be
prowess?
level 3 harm if you start out at desperate.
Yeah, but this is the initial before. This is not the
oh.
consequence. This is the
Okay,
the thing you used your ability for.
got it.
Okay, so this is rolling with prowess. That feels right to me.
Yeah.
And my resistance 3D and a 5, 2, and 2. So I resist that and I take a stress, right?
Yeah, 1 stress.
Okay.
And then we get to the consequence from your actual attack.
Which is standard with a consequence.
Yeah. You hit a couple of the stormtroopers. You don't think you've killed them. I mean, they have armor. Your blaster isn't the best, even if it's a cut above the basic equipment you have. Bria is moving through them like she knows where exactly where they're going to look, and you're distracting them She moves up on the sergeant. He's got that orange thing on his shoulder, so he's easy to pick out. And on a crit, you definitely take him out. You get up behind him. You got your knife. You can get it in between the helmet and the.
So I have something I want to say to him before I kill him. If you don't mind, I hope that this gets like recorded or like gets broadcast out. Like the other super troopers can hear this. I want people to know that this thing. I'm like, so I come up behind him and I say, "Do you know what the difference is between a knife and a dagger? Dagger hits you in the back." And then like I stab him. Because I'm like,
nice.
I want the gang, the 1,000 knives and the hidden daggers. I want to like talk about them in code. I think people will get it, but I also wanted to say something badass. So that's my badass thing that I said to him before I killed him.
It's awesome. And you get your knife or your dagger in between the helmet and like the shoulder plate, and there's a spray of blood. The stormtroopers they fall back. They leave the sergeant, but the others they like cover fire and pull back. And together with the confusion caused by Boko from outside, this is enough for you and the 1,000 knives to be able to withdraw and get out of there. They've lost a few guys, but you got there fast enough to break this off that they didn't take any heavy losses. And Rich needs to leave. I think we'll take a break here. We'll start again at 12:30, if that's okay.
It's good. What was the consequence, or did she take harm? Did Enema take harm from that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I forgot about that.
That's okay. I just got Battleborn, so if you want to go with take harm, then I'm happy to expend special armor to reduce that harm, because that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I think that works. Let's do that. Let's not drag this out.
Cool. Thank you. This is great. Thank you guys. It's a highlight of my weekend. I'll drop off here and I'll watch the rest of the recording.
Yeah, take care. Yeah, and we're back, sadly without Rich, but we'll try to power through. So there's going to be some fallout from this as well. If you hadn't intervened, the 1,000 knights would have lost some hold. Now they don't, because you helped them get out of there. You're going to improve your status with them to a +2. You're going to lose status with the garrison. Yeah, just the garrison, I think. You didn't really hurt Street Sec. You messed them up a bit, but I mean, they weren't embarrassed. It was the Stormies who got it real bad. I think you should probably get some heat from this as well, but I don't want to hit you with too much. Let's say you get 1 hit because you got involved in this, but you weren't the main target. You're kind of
and we don't take heat from murder, so that also helps.
Right.
Yeah. And the way I've been thinking about that ability bit, and I think the way I figure it's probably not going to work when you're obviously publicly murdering. Like I don't think, or at least when that's the intention. Like I think it probably shouldn't have worked for when you took out Zori Bliss's rival, because there the whole point was that people should know that he had been killed. But I'm not sure. We'll play it by ear. I'm not sure how to explain it in the fiction. Find a good explanation for how it works, because since it's taken from. Right now I've renamed it to Cleaners because I figure it's more about removing evidence, the things that can lead the killing back to you. I'm not sure if that's a good fictional explanation for it, but it's a bit tricky since it's so different from Blades, where it's just, yeah, the bells at the place where the bells ring when people die because there's ghosts. That doesn't happen. I mean, that doesn't really work here. So it's
Right.
the fictional translation is a bit tricky. I still want to have the ability, but I'm not sure quite how to make it work in the fiction.
No one feels the disturbance in the force.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if it had just been that there were force sensitives just zoning in and, oh, someone died out there, then sure. But unfortunately, there's also people looking with their eyes.
Maybe if you, I mean, we can jump back into the game, but the only thing that comes to mind is instead of us not getting heat for murders, maybe if whatever heat we get for murders also goes to our rep or something like that. Like we get additional rep for doing it.
Ooh, yeah, that's
like that.
interesting.
Like we get known to be more and more vicious and more deadly, and like every time we kill or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know mechanically
cool.
if that's a good counteraction. Like that may be like short stiffing us or whatever. But anyway, just to throw that out there.
Yeah, I think 1 rep per heat might be even a little strong, but getting some rep for the heat that we
1 additional rep per
permission
if there's death.
Yeah,
that sounds like appropriate to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that could work. We'll have a think about that for next time.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Bria, I think you still have your downtime activity.
Oh, let's see.
are we tentatively looking at a group hit on the Dark Lord's faithful? Like, are we trying to resolve this war ASAP, or are we gearing up for a different job right now?
I feel like sooner is better than later on that one.
So do I.
Not going to get paid for it, but
We could try to pull the knives
unless we can find someone who wants them gone.
Yeah, I mean, Bria, you don't have to do, or Kai, you don't have to do your downtime activity right away. You can do some information gathering first. Maybe that will give you a reason to do one action over another.
Okay, let's do that for now. Yeah, I'm
Because-
having a. Good.
Yeah,
I would
because
definitely.
right now, all you know about the Dark Lord's faithful is that they exist. You know roughly what kind of equipment they have, but you don't know where they're based. So you don't actually know what place to hit.
I would definitely like to buy another downtime action too to get that stress back down a little bit more.
You don't have to use downtime action. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear quite, but you don't have to...
for vices.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And it feels like spending cred I might be able to buy my way into another gambling establishment. Maybe one of the knives like has a line on a place for me.
Yeah, and they're very friendly right now. So
Yeah,
you can get some tips there.
if they get me into a high stakes game of something and I blow some money.
Well, I definitely want to try to find DLF HQ. So, I'm not very good at it, but I suppose I could start, going from building to building and trying to get into the cameras outside the buildings and try to see if I can follow them backwards towards where they went. Either that or I need to talk to somebody. To see, like, to find somebody to be like, oh yeah, they went that way, and then like follow the trail. Like one of those.
Yeah,
That's what
or talk to someone who may know someone who may know someone who's involved or knows something about them.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I mean, what you could tell from their equipment was that this wasn't something they had scrounged up or the like. They had identical uniforms. This was store bought, you know. It's not it's so they bought it somewhere. They have the same kinds of equipment, so they probably have reasonable amounts of cash. They're not a street gang. They don't look like a street gang.
so on my friends and rivals list, I have Telda, a beggar, and I'm wondering if it's common in this kind of fiction if there's like a network of beggars, etc., that collect information as well as money. And I don't have a red check mark or a green check mark. Like we could establish communication with them and see what the relationship is like and see if maybe they can
For
help.
sure. For sure.
Okay.
So, but if you think about that a bit, we can do Boko's gambling.
Yeah. So where are the question I asked? The knives who left their hideout after the attack, are they relocating to another place, or maybe some are crashing with us, or did we help them find a place, or what happened there?
I think they've scattered because they obviously they're not strong enough to hold off another assault like that. So they've decided to split up. So I think Freeze Mop and his like 3 guys are hanging out with you for the moment, and the others are in various hideouts, bolt holes here and there across.
So maybe one of them can get me into some sort of game or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Freeze Mop, he's happy to gamble, and one of the others as well. So you can get something going there.
Cool. Yeah. I guess like they might have a place and they invite me along this time. I'm gonna go ahead and spend my money and roll my dice.
Come on, Boko.
It's gonna be two, no whammies. That's a 4. Awesome.
Not
I'll
quite a
take that.
whammy.
4 stress. Take me down to 2. Fantastic. What kind of gambling are we doing?
Yeah, let's you can think about that. We'll jump back to Bria.
Yeah.
So you're working on you're making contact with Telda, who's someone you're aware of. You don't have or maybe you do have a strong relationship with them. We just haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, so I imagine that Telda has at least one of those mouse droids, the ones you see with the really small shoebox shaped ones that just rub. And you know, it's gathering information and going out and coming back and going out and coming back and like just telling her stuff. And so I just need to find the right mouse droid and follow it back to find out where Telsa is today.
Ooh, I really like that. I think that's actually something that the beggar network they're using. It's not like their mouse droids, but they kind of they add some programming to them. Like they stick on a little. It's similar. It looks like a restraining bolt, but it's not a restraining bolt. It's another like behavior altering thing, so that they can use them to send messages between each other. So if you find one of those mouse droids with that bolt on it, then you can get a message to them.
Okay, so I imagine I'm like, I'm crouched down, I'm sitting on my heels, and what do I do? I'm going to give the mouse droid something and then let it go back, and then like tell her that I'm looking for her so that she like tells the like basically I don't want to show up unannounced. And so I'm just trying to think of something that I would give the mouse droid to indicate that. So
I mean, I imagine you're a noble. You probably have like a signet ring or something. You can make an impression or something.
Yeah. So my character has this fine camo cloak that I wear. So I imagine it's like a cloak pin. And so So I'm like, but it's also affectionate. Like I'm playing with the mouse droid. It's moving back and forth or whatever. And then eventually I hit this button and its front face like pops open. There's a little small compartment there, and I put that in there. And I close it back up, and I tell it to go and do its thing, and it turns around and moves off and stuff like that. And I imagine that
I think like the next day, there's someone sitting begging outside your hideout.
Wow. Okay.
And it's not until you get really close and they like tug on your clothes that you realize that this is Telda.
Wow, this is a great network. I love them. So is it Telsa or is it one of Telsa's beggars? Or, I mean, Telsa might be a beggar herself, but like, is this Telsa or somebody else? Telda, excuse me.
Telda, this is Telda herself, and she's one. You don't know her position in this. I'll have to add them as a faction, actually. I'll make a note of that. And I think maybe you make like a gesture to give her something, and she says, actually, I have something for you, and she holds out the cloak pin.
Oh yeah, that would make me smile. I love her style. So what would I say? What would I do? She's sitting on the ground, or is she standing, or?
Yeah, she's sitting on the ground on the street corner.
Okay. Well, let's say I just came back from the shawarma shop for the guys, and I'll pick out one for myself and for her. Lauren won't be having a shawarma today, or something like that. I'll tell them I got robbed on the way here, and
there's probably a slug somewhere for Lauren.
Right. So I'm sitting down and I'm eating with her, and God, I've forgotten why we want to talk to her. She's so cool. Right. The Dark Lord's faithful, right?
Yeah.
So I assume there's going to be a price that she wants to know something from me before I give something to her, or we can role play it or whatever you'd like. But if you want me to roll to see how we can sort it out, I can roll consort, or
Yeah, let's make the roll and take it from there. Make the fiction fit the role.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Could we do a devil's bargain where I end up giving up information whether I get anything from her or not?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. I'll roll 2 dice then for consort. And ooh, dang. Okay. Well, they have to fail at some point.
Yeah, that's not great. I mean, let's say mechanically, you're probably in a
This is like
control position
it's
here.
like a fortune roll, right? This is not like a. This is
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's true. That's true.
so
Yeah,
I just want to get as much information as I wanted. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. You get incomplete information. Yeah. Yes, I know the ones you're referring to. They very mean, very nasty people. Rich, I think, rich boys with too little to do. And basically, the information you get from her is that they spot them. What they do, the Dark Lord's faithful, when they're not hunting for powerful force artifacts, is they harass people, and they mostly get their kicks just trashing places they don't like, or for people they don't like, which mostly means non-humans. So they're real assholes. And the beggars, they've spotted them coming from the area around Bright Market, the foothills, that sort of place. But the beggars, they're not really in Bright Market because they get pushed out of there.
Sure.
But they see things, they hear things, but that's where they're coming from. So they're based somewhere around there, probably. Could be all the way up in the heights, but they usually come on. I mean, they don't seem to have. They don't seem to travel that far. Yeah. So probably somewhere in Bright Market or the foothills.
Okay. The information. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say the information I give her is just that we have the artifact that they're looking for. It seems pretty obvious why they would be after us if that's their thing. So that's the information I think I end up giving her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. I'll find a picture for her at some point.
Excellent.
And at some point, I want to talk to the gang. I have an idea about what to do with the Dark Lord faithful, but I don't know if that's now or later. So
yeah, I think I'm interested in what Morn is doing right now. What are you up to?
Morn is aware that we are at war and knows that something must be done. And I guess we have several jobs in the near future that are going to involve violence, often with a crew that is a tier or several tiers above us. And we have this giant force artifact that's just sitting around in our base. So I had been meaning to study it. But I also want to prepare if we are pretty much immediately going to go siege the Dark Lord's faithful. And I don't have any more actions unless I take more. So I'm thinking about assets that we could acquire. We have our two our Squib and Yanush, and we have the group of us, but that's not really quite an assaulting force. The 1,000 Knives maybe owe us a favor. I don't know if they would see it that way, but that's certainly possible. And then also we could just, you know, hire some goons who need work, some laborers or something who are looking to get into the life, who are maybe riled up by the stormtrooper presence and want to shoot and hit things.
You also
So-
have some potential recruits at the bottom of the NPCs tab. I've added a few people there.
Nice. Well, now that I've talked through the plans, I mean, why don't I just do a little gather information, study the Force artifact real quick, just start to see, you know, I am obsessed, so I can't really resist, I think.
Yeah, what are you trying to find out about it?
So what we have heard is that it has caused energy fluctuations and power fluctuations in parts of the city. So we know that there is some kind of powerful energy that radiates from it, and maybe can be tapped for something. Morn is thinking that why don't we make ourselves some super soldiers, or why don't we make ourselves more powerful? Whether that be our gear or whether that be ourselves, speaking for the Honed. I think I'll call Morn's crew the Honed. I don't like the completed as much. And that it kind of has you can just call someone a Honed, and yeah, so I'm kind of looking for its capabilities in leveraging the power, how we might go about doing that, how I could transplant some of that, and we want to do war with it, basically.
Yeah, cool. Let's make a roll for that then. What do you want to roll?
Well, I have 2 dice in Tinker, but I'm probably studying.
Okay.
Realistically, I'm trying to gain a deeper understanding and do research here, so I think it's
Yeah,
that.
you're less experimenting on it and more like taking sensory readings and that sort of thing.
I think it's a very spiritual moment. I'm definitely doing a lot of whispering.
Yeah, you could roll a tune if you want.
I could roll a tune. Yeah, sure. That sounds like an obsessive thing to do. Is there a reckless devil's bargain I can take to cause myself trouble due to my obsession?
Interesting. I mean, you're
Guess-
already force shocked. You took some harm before. Yeah, I think maybe you develop a bond to the artifact so that you can get kind of itchy and uncomfortable if you're away from it for too long.
That's good. That's very good. I have a feeling that can mess with me in a variety of ways, and can be a good way to leverage really brutal consequences too, if you want to mess me up. Okay, cool. I will take that. I will add a die, and I will attune to the Force artifact. Here goes. I have rolled a 6.
Nice. That's very nice. Yeah. So you get exceptional detail, information is complete, the follow-up questions may expand into related areas or reveal more than you hope for. Yeah, it's definitely possible to tap the energy. If you want to use it on people, then you'd have to have someone who's capable of manipulating very strong force, big amounts of the force, basically. You don't have that right now, but you could set up something that could tap the energy into your gear and like supercharge your weapons or some pieces of equipment, that sort of thing. The effect will be time limited, like the energy will dissipate, and it is definitely risky. The things you charge will be like, they'll be overcharged, which means they are prone to binary explosions and that sort of thing.
Great. It seems like I probably wouldn't be able to come up with something in time for hitting the Darkwood's Faithful. So I'm hoping that if we clear them out, I can have the downtime actions to invent and then craft something that could channel the energy into our weapons by the time we go up against the troopers.
I think you could set up something. I mean, if you're willing to do something crude, a bit quick and dirty, you could probably do it in time for hitting in time for the next job, I should say. And it sounds like your next job is going up against the Darklord's Faithful.
Cool. Well, I could spend a rep for an action to acquire an asset, which is something that maybe increases the effect level of our weapons, but messes with our position or something. And then after this, once we get our 2 actions back and hopefully some coin, I can put a lot of time into developing something that will last. Or, I mean, I guess not really last, because we're not exactly hanging on to this thing, but maybe I could charge up a generator with its power that could like hold it for a long time, so we could like tap this thing. Anyways, that's good information. I would acquire that asset probably.
Yeah, and that sounds perfectly fair.
I don't really like to spend rep because there's no coin available to me. Actually, well, there's crew cred, but I've already spent enough of that. unless I actually get the blessing for some sweet digs. I don't think I'm just gonna go behind the back again. Although it would be a pretty obsessive thing to do.
Yeah. So do you bring this idea to Brian Bokosh?
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a couple of creds I'm totally willing to kick in for some sweet force action.
I mean, I wouldn't ask that of you.
You don't have to ask. I'm offering.
Well, I mean, we got cred just sitting there, burning a hole in the stash. Doesn't have to be yours. Could be ours.
Rhea, what do you think?
Morn, would you say that in the past these credits have burned their way through the safe?
I mean, we don't really have a bookkeeper, no treasurer, so I couldn't really say.
That's true. We couldn't really say. But I think maybe if the next time we get paid, if we're to get filled up, sure, I'd be into making sure this happens.
All right, Bokosh, why don't I take your credits?
Done. There you go.
And then I'm sure Edema will have something to say to me. I think Edema still hasn't caught up with me after knowing that I spent I think that was the first hint probably in fiction of you having some idea that there has been money disappearing. So that's very good. The thing is now, if I spend a cred to take an extra downtime action and I roll with our tier to try and score an asset, it's just probably going to be more junk, right? Like, I don't know how good this is going to do us.
I think what we can say is that this is more about how long it will last, how many things you'll be able to charge up, more than the quality of the charging, if that makes sense. You may have to limit how many things you're able to charge.
Could Morn, as like a favor from the knives, work through their people and get their tier to be based off the roll of stuff that we get?
Ooh, interesting. Yeah,
because we just pulled their asses out of the fire. So
yeah.
I mean, I know
absolutely. Freeze Pop, he's staying with you. You can just talk to him, and he'll say, yeah, for sure. I can set you up. We have some techies who has some equipment, but
if you wanted to share that with the knives, I was just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it
no,
more,
I love that you threw it out there. I just don't know how Morn feels about it. If we're just borrowing their equipment and Morn gets to just do it all, then I think Morn would agree. But if it means having them come here and like get involved, Morn will just be like, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I can get you some stuff. We have some equipment. We didn't get it here, but you know, some of the others they have some stuff. I can get it for you, but I'm going to need your help to take care of my little problem then after you've dealt with this, your situation with these black-clad losers. Like, I can't wait any longer. Basically, what he's saying is after you do the Dark Lord's Faithful, you're going to have to do his job.
It's been sitting there. It has been sitting there. We don't know anything about it either, or not much. Just 6 credits.
Well, he's been very tight-lipped about what it is. It's something he needs your help with. He can't tell you anything about it until he's sure that you're on board.
We like to know things before we agree to doing them, but
yeah, hey, sure. I mean, I don't need to go out on the street and risk being picked up by street sec to get you some tech stuff that you need for this thingamajig. I mean, I can just stay here.
And we didn't need to run in guns blazing into your base to fight the stormtroopers so that you could escape, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you do if you want to stay in Thousand Knives territory.
All right, just a little bit of banter there for you, Freeze Mob. No need to take it seriously, man.
I
love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good because then it means that might be on a level with the Dark Lord's Faithful instead of being a tier below if we can like get fine weaponry for this mission, basically.
Yeah.
And realistically, we probably couldn't do that with just the gear that we have in our shitty workshop. So I think that's cool. I'm into that.
Yeah.
So that means we're rolling with 1 die, or what's their tier?
I think the Thousand Knives is tier 2.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right. So if we could spend a Bokosh cred to acquire an asset, which is force charged weaponry.
Yeah.
And I'll roll those 2 dice. Yay, it's a 6. Good call, Bria.
Nice. Yeah.
Tier plus 1.
Yeah, tier 3
comes through. He and one of his crew, who is let me look at the species helper, who is Solastan, short little guy, but he's crafty. He's a sneaky guy. You've noticed him poking around a bit in your base a couple of times. Not like sneaking around, poking his nose where it shouldn't be, but almost. It doesn't have that much of a nose, actually. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, Freeze Mop and Tenjov, they go out. They come back like 5 or 6 hours later with they each have like a backpack with tech gear, and this is nice stuff. It's much better than what you've been able to scrounge up. It's not going to last. I mean, it's supplies more than tools, like it's materials, but it's enough to get you set up so that you can draw power from the artifact and supercharge your weapons. So what does this look like? What kind of machinery are you setting up?
I think that Morn is using his body as a conduit for the energy. So he's like all strapped up with gear, and he's like breathing what's the it's like, it's not quite glitter stim, which sort of enhances abilities, but it's probably like really it's cut with glitter stim a little bit, and something else that like balances those properties so that he can like maintain consciousness and not get zoned out. But he's just like, he's going overboard and wants it to be more of like an organic process. Like he doesn't want to just strap up this artifact with all these wires and just like extract all the power from it. He wants to like pass it through him into like a small generator that we can all then just like hook up our gear to, and our energy cells and stuff like that. What's the ammunition called for a blaster again? How does that work?
It's some kind of batteries, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Well then, some kind of console where we can just like leave our batteries to be charged, but yeah, it takes like a bit of flesh to be the conductor to move the force energy through from the machine, from the artifact. And he's like whispering under his breath while he does it, like weird chants in his first language.
Cool. I did a quick Google, and according to Reddit, at least, and I recognize this from other places, there's a power cell and there's blaster gas. There's different kinds of gas and that sort of thing.
Oh
Cool.
yeah, there was a Star Wars game I was in where we had a ship named after the creatures that have the gas in them that gets turned into the ammo.
There's Batana gas or something, I think. But there's different kinds of gas, so it could be yeah, cool. Yeah, so you're charging the generator, and it starts glowing, you know, that kind of bluish force ghost kind of glow. And you can hook up your blasters and some tools and that sort of thing. So I think
Belden Might is what we called our ship, and it was based off of that that creature, whatever. Anyway, sorry about
Sweet.
I think you rolled a 6, which is good. So I think each of you can pick like 2 things. When you say I have this thing, up to 2 things each that can be like supercharged with this energy. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I'm picking grenades.
Yeah, you don't have to pick them now. You can do it like just as usual with the equipment. When you pick something, you can say that this thing is supercharged.
Hey, thanks, Boko.
You bet.
This is good stuff. I'm just
Definitely charge up the rifle, like regardless.
And you notice when you're working that you do get that sort of when the power the lights flicker when you start drawing power from the artifact, because it's clearly compensating by drawing power generally from the area.
Oh, maybe I should have put the tinfoil up. Well, way she goes.
So now you have access to some supercharged equipment. You know roughly where the Dark Lord's faithful hang out, but you don't have like a target yet.
So I have an idea.
Yep.
Okay. So, the next day. So first of all, I found a picture for Telda.
Oh, cool.
She's on column J, I think, on various scoundrels. She's an Anzellan, which makes her really, really short. So,
Hey Kai, do you mind if we check in with Boko real quick? Just because I feel like Mark hasn't got to do
Yeah.
like a scene since
totally.
quite a long time.
Yeah, I think it seems like it makes the most sense to do some hunting and see if I can track down any of the jokers who came at us.
Oh, nice.
Not sure what the angle is there.
Let me give you the brief
Yeah.
statement of my idea, and that may help
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
my idea is, and there's a lot of strings attached, like a lot of ins and outs on this one. But the idea is we go to a bar or a cantina that's really close to their territory, and we rent it out for a few days, and we make sure that the elf know that no humans are allowed there. This is for aliens only. And
Love it.
when they come in to bust up the place, we're there to take them out. So that's my idea. We don't have to do it, but that's what I'm throwing out there.
Cool. Setting up an ambush, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that idea.
Or find one that's already like that and maybe advertise it to them or something like that. But
make
Can it
some
be a
noise about it.
Can it be a disco?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm totally into working alongside that somehow. If it's yeah, I'm trying to think of like how to get in that with the hunt.
Yeah, the Anzellans, that's like Babu Frick from Rise of Skywalker. So they're like
tiny.
This tall.
Yep. I haven't seen the movie, but I did some searching on the internet, and I found that creature. I was like, they're actually supposed to be like really good with technology. So I figured that worked with the whole droid thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think Boko would just go in that territory and see if I can find anyone that we recognize from the assault, wandering around, do some asking around, see if I can feel anything.
Yeah, I mean they were masks. They were masks, so you can't recognize the people.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can walk around and see if you find them, and they probably, if you have some contact or something who could be useful, you could probably check with your street sec contacts, though you may not be as popular there as you used to be.
Probably not. Which would also be fun. Maybe,
I mean,
maybe
you have your what's his name, High Curleg, who you've been leaning on.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Yeah, let's go talk to him. He looks, he's good.
So
Yeah,
he's
and he's got a straight job,
um,
so I can probably find him pretty easily, right?
yeah. He's out of the hospital,
Nice.
and you can spot him. You know where he lives. He's
Yeah.
still got like I don't know. Do you have crutches in Star Wars? Probably he has a
Or some sort of
space crutch.
prosthetic or something. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got like a exoskeleton thing for his leg, and he's clearly not fully recovered, but he's mobile at least.
Yeah, I probably intercept him outside of his residence. I just sort of like, oh, I'm just hanging out here casually, seeing how you're doing. I heard you got out of the hospital. Like, looks really bad.
Oh, Karkov, you're not fooling me with that fake care. You don't care.
No, I don't. I just need you to do something for me.
Yeah, why would I do that?
Because there's some bad people, and when we say bad people, they're worse than us. They're tangled up with some dark force stuff, and I know you might not believe that, but believe me, we've seen some things, and I'm just looking for some information where I can somewhere to start. We see any sad boys wandering around with dumb masks on, or I don't know, hear anything about some Vader fanboy looking guys, just point me in the right direction and you can recover peacefully.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can ask around. Just yeah. But I'm doing this. Yeah, I don't know why the Kark I'm doing this, but
Under duress, is that what we're looking for?
yeah. I don't like you.
Good.
I don't. Good. Yeah. Good. We know where we have each other. But if there's some force junkies out there doing crazy crap, then I don't want that in my neighborhood either. So
Yeah, and I tell you what, StreetSec is not equipped to handle any of this force stuff, whether it's for real or not. It's real. So let us take care of the mystics and crazies, and you take care of busting jaywalkers, and we'll stay out of each other's way.
yeah, sure.
Point me in the right direction.
So let's make a roll for this. I think, yeah, you have enough on him that you can just lean on him and he'll do it for you. I think we make a fortune roll just to see how much he finds out. You can do that. I don't have to switch cameras. Roll 2 dice and just see. Let's see what he can find out.
2 4s.
Yeah. So he comes back to you after a couple of days. He's still on sick leave, so he's not like running in and out of the station. He has to talk to a guy who has to talk to a guy, that sort of thing. But yeah, they've spotted these fanboys a couple of times. He asked someone to contact some. He basically used his connections to get to the proper core sec, like the detectives, basically. And he said, yeah, they've got their eyes on this. They're hanging out in some. So actually, did you want? What was it you wanted to find out? I forgot the question.
I just need a lead, it's like someone to follow or some.
Right.
A building to check out.
Yeah. they've got a name for one of these guys. His name is Coral Jebs. I put it in the chat. And he's like the son of one of the wealthier or a wealthy family in Bright Market, like a merchant family. And he's like a third son or something, and he's been running with various groups, and he's somehow he's gotten involved with these Dark Lords Faithful. They are trying to develop him as an informant. They think they can get him to, because he doesn't seem to be in it for the cause. He's just a hanger-on.
He's just making dad mad.
Yeah. So you can get his address. You can start following him. You can probably figure out where to go.
Yeah, definitely. Once I get eyes on him, just start trailing him, see where he goes, see who he talks to, do the hunt.
Yeah. So I think you can do gather info with something.
Yeah, it sounds like hunt a target, gather information.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, and I get +1 effect when I do that. So
yes.
I'm just gonna roll straight up. Nice again. Five.
So that means you get effectively a 6. So yeah, you can follow him. You can find out where they're located, because you see them walk. you see a bunch of people walking in, and they're walking out wearing their very cool gear, very tactical stuff.
Yeah.
So they are based in. It's like not like a storage place, but like a garage, basically. Sort of place where you'd rent to store vehicles for a longer period of time, but it's fancy. But this is like kind of the back lot of that, because the front they have valets and that sort of thing.
Right.
But then there's a back lot, and there's like a storage unit there, like a bigger garage, basically, like for something that would, in Earth terms, would fit like 3 cars or something. And that seems to be where they're hanging out. So presumably someone they know owns the place, or someone's daddy owns the place, or something like that. So that seems to be where they're operating out of. And this is in Bright Market near the foothills. So it's in dangerous territory for you, because there's plenty of street patrols.
Yeah.
And with all the trouble in the foundry, there's even some stormtroopers out patrolling the streets occasionally. You don't see a lot of them, but there is the occasional patrol. When you're in Bright Market near the foundry, that's where the heaviest patrols are, because they're clearly trying to keep any trouble out of Bright Market.
Nice. And we get the impression like that's where the main, like if we hit that place, that would be.
Yeah. You see, on one occasion, you follow him. He goes there, and you see like 5 or 6 other people go in there, similar age, that sort of thing. And a couple of hours later, they ride out on a speeder, like a larger open speeder. So they're like sitting in the back in their cool gear, and they're
Speeder limo,
probably
yeah.
going out to cause trouble.
Right. Cool. I relay all this information back to the gang. Yeah, if we want to hurt them, we can hurt them right here. They're not sneaky. They're not smart. The only problem would be not making a mess with all the fancy people over there. Kind of like toss Bria a look.
Are we gonna get any mommies and daddies coming back in on us?
Hope so.
Yeah, you can hit them there. You could try the ambush idea. Either of those could work.
Yeah, how about
That
for
would basically be your approach, I think.
Huh.
Great.
I think the ambush is to quote Blades in the Dark, contingent on too many factors. Like, we'd have to have the place for the right amount of time. We'd have to be there when they're going to show up. We have to keep the ruse going to make sure that they show up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Make sure no one gets
So,
hurt.
yeah. So, I mean, we've done. Let's go with the one. Yeah, let's go the other route.
that seems like there's like half a dozen of them, or did I get an impression of how many people are
The
there?
whole group is over a dozen.
Okay,
This was just a part of the game.
cool.
Or they
That's what I
were
said too.
over a dozen. They lost 2 or 3 guys when you when they tried to lean on you.
And get more to roll up with some sweet loudspeakers outside their place.
Hold up a boombox.
Yeah, I'm blasting my workshop jams for sure. I think Morn's into like heavy rock, so
It'd be funny if he was into like yacht rock or something like that.
yeah,
Anyway.
that's for his private workshop. For his peaceful moments. That's where him and Veldrin understand each other.
Nice.
I don't have too much more prep to do.
Yeah, I think that sounds good for me.
Have
I
I
guess
taken my downtime action? I did some information gathering.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I haven't checked off the box, but I could have missed it. But I don't think you have.
I don't think I have either. Let's see. Acquire asset, long-term project.
Yeah, we were waiting on some gather info to see if there was something useful. I mean, you could do acquire asset to recruit some more bodies.
Well, if we're gonna do this, then we're gonna pop to level 2 wanted if we don't reduce some heat first. So
That's also a good idea.
So how can I reduce heat on us? Also on my friends and rivals list, I have Petra, an Imperial clerk. Maybe they could slow down some, like create some red tape or something like that for SecSec or whatever. How would I know Petra?
Could be maybe she's a customer at your aunt's.
Yeah. Or maybe it's who my aunt is trying to set me up with.
No, we already established that because
That's somebody else. That's right.
Yeah, but maybe that's his sister.
Okay.
because she's trying to set you up with Alamar Teresh.
Right. Yeah, doesn't mean there can't be chemistry with Petra. So do we want to role play that or just roll some dice? It's
We have a bit of time. If you want to play it out, we can do that.
yeah, I mean, do we want to get to the beginning of this job today, or do we want to wait for Rich?
I figure we start with the engagement roll next time, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
So,
All right, so
but I think you can pick the approach and that sort of thing, and we just start right away with the roll.
okay. So
But we should do XP and that sort of thing as well. So
right. So maybe this last scene, and then we can do XP and all that. Okay.
sounds good.
I want to make sure that I'm not taking up time for something else that we need to do. So
I don't think there's anything else left we have to do. I have a thing in my back pocket, but that can it's not urgent.
got it. All right. So I mean, is she in SecSec? That picture you have in various locations of the HQ?
I think she's in the she works in the bureaucracy. She has she's like a supervisor of some kind, I think.
Okay. Okay.
So she has some pull. And I figure maybe since you've been sparring with Alamar, I
That's
think
true.
maybe she's been taking part in that as well. You've been
Oh, yes. Okay. So we're in the locker room after a day of practice, like taking off all our fencing gear and, you know, putting things away, cleaning things up, that kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of tension as skin starts to show and stuff like that. Oh, perfect. Do we want to start with the roll like we did with the other one and then see how that?
Yeah, let's do that and see.
Okay.
See where we
So I guess I'm using consort.
consort works.
Yeah.
If you're
Okay.
actually like trying to create a connection and that sort of thing. I mean, if you're trying to pull a fast one, it's probably more sway.
Nah, I don't want that long-term stuff. So what if I push myself and also snag on to the performer feat of athletics, the virtues on the superhuman as part of the practice that we were in, just to have, you know, like a point of reference, like I'm starting to really become fluent in the ways of the things that we're doing. So
yeah. You're showing off a bit.
Yeah. Okay, that's 2 dice. So let me roll the dice and see what happens.
Cool.
Another critical.
Oh my god. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, so she's I think how do you present your when you're talking to her, how do you talk about Alamar?
How do I talk about Alma, her brother, right?
Yeah.
Well, I ask her a lot of questions about, I'm very inquisitive about him. But I'm really sure to not make like absolute statements. You know, I stay very, I hedge a lot.
Yeah.
And I think okay, so I think this is what happens. I think it finally comes down to like, she's like, you've got to give me an answer one way or the other about this. And I'm like, let me tell you why I can't marry Alamar. And I tell her about what we do. and it excites her enough that she wants to help us out.
Yeah, she's like this job she has, she got the job through her family. It's not, she doesn't care about the empire or any of that stuff. This is
Right.
just something she's been doing, and she's found out enough bad stuff, enough stuff that she's really not on board with. But she's, she doesn't really have anywhere else to go. So when she hears that you're involved with the rebels, that really, she gets really into that. And Alamar, I mean, he's her brother. I mean, he's my brother. I love him, but he's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. He can fight with a sword, but ask him to do anything productive, and he's useless. That's her opinion of him.
Yeah. But like I've got my hand on her thigh, and I'm like, but you're not useless. You could really help us out.
Yeah, you really think I could help you with this? Because I mean, I've seen the careerists at the office. We cark those guys. They're jerks, all of them. And if I can do something to screw them over, I'm here for you. And she like puts her hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, perfect. So I get into the details of how she can help us, and we reduce 5 heat. We have 5 heat, so I think this is really successful for us.
Yeah. I mean, she knows. Oh, I know exactly. Those reports come right through my office. I can just
we have
divert
7.
them.
Yeah, we have 7 heat. Yeah, cool. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and green check mark her on my list. I think that's a successful relationship.
4, 5. Yeah, do that. That's excellent.
So cool. I love it. I will find a picture
Yeah.
for Petra as well.
Cool. I'll make a note.
What is Petra's like line of work exactly?
According to my sheet, it says Imperial Clerk.
Yeah,
Cool.
So I think she's like a supervisor in the bureaucracy, but she works with some kind of security, not like directly involved with security, but like doing security assessments, like risk assessments and that sort of thing. And that's why this information comes through for her. Like here's a group that's potentially dangerous. We need to do this and that, and she can just let's downgrade the priority on this one. There's other things that's more important to handle right now, that sort of thing.
Oh, our server fell and we lost that folder. Could you start over again with your paperwork?
Yeah. In triplicate this time.
Yeah, you better go paper on this.
Yeah. Or whatever they use. I don't think paper exists in Star Wars. I think it's one of those things.
I think it's exceedingly rare.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like you can have some ancient scrolls. There's like ancient books and that sort of thing, but there's not like every day. It's you just don't use paper. It's everything's electronic.
Campaign Podcast made a lot of jokes about that, which was a good source of bits. I highly recommend One Shot's Campaign Pod, by the way, for Star Wars fans who also like comedy. It's just really good.
I was about to start listening to them. They were doing Wonder Home. There was I got a message from the Wonder Home campaign that they were running at that.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, cool. So we have a bit of more time. Let's do XP, and then we'll do stars and wishes after we end the recording. So let's start with crew XP this time, just so we don't forget it. Did you execute a successful operation? You did not do any kind of operation this time. I don't count the thing you did with 1,000 lives. That wasn't really a job. Contend with challenges above your current station. Yes, you absolutely did.
Yeah.
I think it's just one for that. Or does someone want to argue for two?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I mean, we investigated the DLF, but we didn't interact with the DLF.
Oh, we
Well,
sure
they
did.
They came to us with a.
Well, they can't
yeah,
go. Actually, yeah, that's above our station.
Yeah, because
right?
that's they came to us and then we went to the.
War started.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we
True,
started
true.
a war with the
Yeah,
tier 1
yeah,
faction,
that's
and
true.
I think that counts.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that's two. So you're getting an advance, and then you have one more. Let's see what else. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. You currently have the reputation brutal and professional.
I think that's who we
Brutal,
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's also on both counts, actually. Definitely brutal with the Stormies, and I think as well with your confrontation with the DLF. I want to say KLF all the time. That would be very different.
I think I left the sergeant with a knife in his or a dagger in his throat. So like brutal would be the way of looking at that.
Yeah. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. The one that's so easy and clear cut.
Well, I confronted Morn about the missing money.
That's true.
Yeah. I think that counts.
And then there was that whole like Edema wanted to make out with Bria scene where she just pushes her back with her hand. She's like, let's murder first. So
yeah, and I think Morn's exchange with Freeze Mop. Also plays into that sort of thing. So
and our back and forth about the artifact at the beginning too.
Yeah. So that's another one. So that gives you an advance and just 3 more to go for the next one.
Nice.
Ooh.
So what do you want?
So I'm confused.
Definitely talk to Rich.
There's like some things get us 2 things and one thing get us 1 thing. I always forget this part.
Yeah, you can take 1 special ability or 2 other things, but adding a cohort costs both of the other things.
Got it.
So a special ability, a cohort, or 2 check marks on the lower stuff.
Upgrades, yeah, I think it's what the term.
Yeah, upgrades. Yeah.
So many keywords, just so many.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about magnitude and scale and all those other fun words.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like there's 1 or 2 layers you could peel off without losing anything really. But yeah.
Well, it'd be nice of us to secure our location.
That would help. And I'll note that all of those that have the only one, let's see, hardened, you have to have all the check marks, and the same thing for mastery. But like if you do 1 check mark on secure, then you have like partially secured, or you have some security measures. Same thing with vehicles. If you have 1 check mark on a truck, then you have 1. If you have 2 check marks, it's better. I think that's how it works.
You know, if we're getting really close to advancing our tier, it might be nice to have a patron as well, like introduce an NPC.
That's true.
I mean, we've done enough work. We've done enough work that we might have gotten someone's attention. That might be a really cool thing.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I like secure and patron.
Yeah, patron
Um,
sounds really good.
yeah, but you're not getting both of those.
No,
Yeah, I think we should leave it and chat with Rich, but I like
Yeah.
those as 2 forerunners.
Cool.
yeah. Yeah.
You have that's good. Let's get Rich's input as well. So you have one advance pending on the crew. And if you do get a patron, you'll have to decide who that is.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Sorry, Bliss.
I don't think she's. I think you need to aim higher, actually.
Ooh.
Maybe one of the high market kids.
One of their parents after we off their child that they hated.
Yeah. Or just send them home with their dragging by their ear.
Yeah,
You left
for
this.
sure.
You left this with a gang.
Oh, that's great.
We'll make sure he doesn't get in trouble again. If
Or we could hit up one of these prominent citizens.
yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see.
I really like the ransom angle.
Scarbo could be someone.
Yeah, I was
just,
thinking of that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just tier 3, but tier 3 is high from where you are now.
Yeah.
So that could work. You
Oh,
could
Edmund would like
maybe you've pulled enough attention to get someone from Black Sun or the Hut Cartel, but I'm not sure you want that.
What about Maxa?
She's also tier 2.
Oh, she's tier 2.
Could
Sorry.
work.
Okay.
But you could get, the proper Rebel Alliance. If you got Tor Bracken, who maybe if you're willing to, he'll probably want the artifact since the Rebel Alliance wanted the artifact. But if you turn that over to him, then maybe.
I wouldn't say
Let's
no.
see. You probably don't want anyone in the Empire Imperial structure.
Who's Muko Meb? Muko Meb.
Mukomeb, yeah.
Put us on TV.
Yeah, then you'll start getting different kinds of jobs, I think.
Then we take Bravos. And we
Yeah, or you can just come up with some type of person that you'd want to sponsor you. Doesn't have to be anyone who's been established previously.
I think Black Sun though, probably the kind of
Place
people
to
that would-
shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. We all got really excited when you mentioned Black Sun. I know Rich was stoked about it. So
Yeah, but they're the mob basically, so they
Mhm.
don't care about the Rebel Empire stuff.
yeah,
To be
we'd have to
clear.
make some hard decisions if we ended up working for Black Sun, I think.
Yeah.
I always laugh.
Again-
I laugh. Go ahead.
Yeah, this could also be someone showing up, and yeah, we've seen that you show a lot of promise. You're working for us
Yeah.
now, but could be that sort of thing. So it doesn't have to be someone you want to be working with.
Right.
That's true.
I'm your
I love
patron
that.
now.
Yeah.
I love that.
And
Yeah,
that
aren't some
quite possibly be someone on the Imperial side. Like we've noticed that you show a lot of initiative. You're very useful. It's
You kill a lot of our guys. Want to be on our
Yeah,
side instead.
but you're not killing our guys. So
and we kill our own guys all the time.
Yeah.
I know that a few of our faces have been put out into the world a little bit. Both Edema and Besker have been blown up a little bit, so that could mean
Boko
that.
last time.
Yeah. I've
but
definitely got my
not in
face
a lot.
out there.
Ooh. Also under labor and trade, Zeke, ZIQ, strongly discourages any competitors. Maybe they need to strongly disencourage people. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely thinking
Or
about
Samareg, you have some connections from there before. That's where you got your life support equment from. Samareg
right.
Corporation.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
They want stuff to feed
Samareg may be
the
looking
fuel
for
tanks.
some restitution.
I think I'm most attracted to the thought of being like picked up by a large scary crime organization and just being
Yeah,
on the
like,
hook and like
you're working
being
for us
thrust into the
now.
dangerous life.
Yeah, I love that.
Cool. Yeah. You should talk to Rich.
Cool.
Definitely.
So,
Should we do individual XP?
Yeah. So let's start with Morn.
Sure thing. Address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. Suppose siphoning the force energy and then jamming the comms.
Yeah. That's both of those.
Cool. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I mean, your beliefs quite clearly when you were arguing about Veldran, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Belgian stuff was fun. I guess I was pushing back against Freeze Mob a little bit, but it wasn't very strong. I'm trying to push my drives in how I'm interacting with the dangerous equipment, how I'm just using my body as a tool basically to make us more powerful, and I'm gonna keep doing that at any cost. Maybe that's hybrid that category and struggle with issues from your vice or trauma.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So that's probably 4. I don't think I struggled anymore really. I mean, I don't know if I took any XP before for having spent the cruise money. It still hasn't really caused me trouble, although it did start to today. So maybe if I really get an earful next session, then I can take another one for that. But
just remind me when we start play, and I'll do that.
I think, yeah, great. I think Rich is also still waiting for the chance to chew me out. So that's good. Cool. I'm 1 away from a special ability, but I will be patient.
Cool. Yeah. So Bria.
When I attacked the sergeant of the stormtroopers, was that a desperate action?
Ooh. Yeah, that's probably should have been desperate. Yeah.
Okay.
So you should get an XP for that. Yeah.
All right. Let me mark that in prowess because that's where it has to go. Okay. So stealth or evasion. Well, I stealthed and evaded my way up to the sergeant. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I did. I evaded Edema's face trying to get to my
I'm gonna say no to that specific example.
That's fine. Okay, so that's 1 for that. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Well, let's see. My background, where I interacted with like 2 of my NPCs on my list, right? Like people I've known.
Yeah.
So I did that a couple of times, both with the Telda and with Petra. So that's 3. Struggle with issues from your vice or traumas. I didn't really struggle. I mean, I didn't go to the drug den with Edema because I wanted to take care of my kid. Trying to think if I struggled with it. It came up, but I don't think it was a struggle. So
yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, so that's 3 XP.
You didn't really get in the way of anything. So
Yeah. Cool.
Maybe actually No, yeah, you got 2 for beliefs, drives, etc. already. Yeah, no, that sounds fair.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up my insight track and take a level of hunt. Boko, do you want to say you trained me on how to shoot?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Okay. Maybe I'll send you an email between now and then we can figure out like what the circumstances of that was, what it was like.
Yeah, take you up to the roof and shoot cans or whatever.
Yeah, I think what you did with the clerk was addressing a challenge with evasion by like evading like notice and that kind of thing. If it feels like in that wheelhouse where you address a challenge doing the thing that you're supposed to do with your class, kind of.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I could buy that.
Okay, I'll take an extra one then. Where to put it?
So Boko.
Yeah, stealth and violence for sure. One of each.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or tracking, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an easy one. Beliefs, drives, heritage, background. Definitely the beliefs, I would say, with the force talk about at the beginning with the Morn. Is leaning on that cop part of my cop background.
I think so.
I'll take it. Do I struggle with issues for my vice or traumas? I don't think so. I was like,
No,
yeah, let's do
you
it.
just went gambling, and that was and it was fine.
Not struggling yet. Potentially struggling in the future though. Yeah,
So that's a total
easy.
of 4.
Easy 4.
Can I take a 5th because I have a bond with a force artifact?
Oh right, yeah. I think that should be worth an XP. Yeah, I think so.
I was trying real hard to self-sabotage in that moment. I was like, give me your worst bargain.
Yeah, I think that that should count for obsessed.
Cool. Nice.
Excellent. I think we'll stop the recording there and we'll do some stars and wishes.
Just a sec.
Sounds good.